Okay, I don't really know where else to post this. I don't even know if this is the kind of thing people here usually talk about, but I've been losing sleep over it and maybe someone out there has had a similar experience. This started about 3 weeks ago. For context, I live alone in a pretty old apartment building. It's one of those places where the walls are too thin, the hallways smell vaguely of cigarette smoke from decades ago, and you can hear the plumbing groan whenever someone upstairs runs a shower. I've been here for almost 2 years, and nothing really weird had ever happened. At least, not until recently. The first time I noticed something off was on a Tuesday night. I'd stayed late at work and got home around 11:30. The building was quiet, which is normal. Most of the other tenants are older people who go to bed early. As I unlocked my door, I thought I heard whispering. Not loud, just faint, like 2 or 3 voices blending together somewhere down the hall. I remember pausing, key still in the lock, straining to listen. But the second I really focused on it, the sound stopped. I chalked it up to a TV from another apartment or maybe just my tired brain playing tricks. I went inside, microwaved some leftovers, scrolled on my phone until I fell asleep. But the next night, it happened again. Same thing, I came home late, and as I slid the key into the lock, I heard the whispers. This time I swear I could make out a word, something that sounded like closer before it cut off. Now, I'll admit, I'm a bit of a horror junkie. I watch too many scary movies, read too many creepypastas. So, yeah, my mind went there immediately. But logically, I figured it had to be someone down the hall talking on their phone, and the old acoustics of the building just made it sound weird. Still, it unsettled me enough that I double-locked the door that night. By the third time, I knew it wasn't coincidence. It was Friday, and I'd come home even later, close to 1 a.m. this time. I stood perfectly still after I heard it. Not moving, not turning the key, just listening. The whispering didn't stop right away. It lingered, like whoever, or whatever, was talking hadn't realized I was paying attention. I couldn't make out words clearly, but the cadence was strange. Not like casual conversation. More like chanting, rhythmic and hushed. I swear I felt the tiny hairs on my arms stand up. Finally, I turned the key, and the instant the lock clicked, the sound stopped again. Dead silent hallway. I started avoiding coming home late after that. I'd leave work on time, rush through groceries, whatever it took. But then last week, it escalated. It was around 9 p.m., earlier than before, when I decided to take out the trash. The chute is down the hall, near the stairwell. As I stepped out of my apartment, bag in hand, I froze. The whispering wasn't faint anymore. It was loud, not yelling, but as if the voices were standing right at the end of the hallway. Clear, distinct, echoing slightly. The worst part? Nobody was there. I swear on everything I'm not making this up. I walked slowly toward the sound, trash bag crinkling in my grip, and the whispering grew louder. But the hall was empty, the stairwell door closed. The air felt heavy, like before a storm. I almost dropped the trash right there and ran back, but something in me wanted to know. I pushed open the stairwell door. The whispering cut off mid-sentence. Complete silence. The stairwell light flickered once and then steadied. Nobody on the stairs, nobody above, nobody below. Just me, gripping a bag of garbage with my heart pounding out of my chest. I didn't sleep that night. Since then, weird stuff keeps happening. My bathroom mirror fogged up the other morning, even though I hadn't showered yet. Sometimes, when I'm in bed, I hear faint tapping on the wall behind my headboard, like someone drumming their fingers. I told myself it was pipes or neighbors, but last night it escalated again. I woke up around 3:20 a.m. to the sound of whispering inside my apartment. I know how that sounds. I know it sounds insane. But I sat bolt upright in bed, holding my breath, and the sound was unmistakable. A chorus of hushed voices, maybe 3 or 4, coming from the corner of my bedroom. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and swept it across the room. Nothing. Just my dresser, the pile of laundry I still hadn't done, my desk. No one there. But the second the light hit that corner, the whispering stopped. I didn't sleep after that, either. Now I don't know what to do. I thought about setting up a camera, but the idea of actually seeing something terrifies me more than not knowing. I even considered crashing at a friend's place, but how do you explain that? Hey, I think my apartment's haunted because I hear whispering at night. I'm writing this because last night was worse. Way worse. So, last night. I honestly don't even want to type this out, but maybe it'll help me make sense of it. I'd gone to bed around midnight. I left a lamp on in the living room because, yeah, I've been feeling paranoid. I kept the bedroom door open so I'd at least see some light if I woke up. For a while, it was fine. I tossed and turned, scrolled on my phone longer than I should have, but eventually I drifted off. Then at 2:47 a.m., I woke up. No sound this time, not at first, just that horrible sense that something was wrong. Like when you wake from a nightmare, except I couldn't remember dreaming. The air felt thick. My chest felt heavy, like it took extra effort to breathe. I stayed frozen for maybe 30 seconds before I heard it, the whispering. Only this time it wasn't coming from the hallway, or the corner of my room. It was coming from right beside my bed. I can't even describe how unnatural it sounded. Too many voices, overlapping but perfectly in sync, like they were all reciting the same thing in different tones. The words weren't English. At least, not any English I recognized. They had this drawn-out, almost liquid quality, like syllables melting together. I couldn't move. I literally could not move. It wasn't just fear, either. My body felt pinned, like the air itself was pressing me down. My eyes darted toward the edge of the bed, but of course there was nothing there. Just shadows, stretching wrong because of the light from the living room. And then, clear as day, I heard it. One of the whispers broke away from the rest. This one I understood. It said my name. Not loud, not sharp. Just a whisper, like someone leaning down to breathe it directly into my ear. I panicked. I forced myself to move, jerked my arm up and fumbled for my phone on the nightstand. The second the screen lit up, the whispers stopped. Cut off mid-syllable, like someone hit pause. The room was dead quiet. My heart was slamming so hard I thought it might burst. I sat there with the flashlight on, scanning every inch of the room. Nothing. No one. But I swear the shadows looked wrong, like they lingered a fraction too long when I moved the light. I didn't go back to sleep. I sat on the couch with every lamp in the apartment turned on until the sun came up. Today, I tried to rationalize it. Sleep paralysis, maybe? Except I've had that before, years ago, and this wasn't the same. Back then, I felt trapped inside my body, sure, but I never heard voices, and I definitely never heard my own name whispered like that. I even called my mom this afternoon, just to hear a familiar voice, but I couldn't bring myself to tell her why. What am I supposed to say? Hey Mom, I think something in my apartment is trying to talk to me? The thing is, I'm starting to notice smaller details that make this all feel worse. Like, my apartment doesn't feel like mine anymore. I keep catching myself turning on music or TV just to drown out the silence, because the silence feels expectant. Like something is waiting for me to notice it. And I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I've started avoiding mirrors. That bathroom mirror that fogged up by itself? Every time I pass it now, I feel like if I look too long, I'll see something behind me. A shape, a face, something I can't explain. So I brush my teeth with my eyes fixed on the sink. I don't know what to do tonight. I've considered booking a hotel, but I can't afford that for long, and part of me worries that if I leave, whatever this is might follow me. Or worse, that I'll come back and find the apartment different. I even thought about recording the whispering, just to prove to myself it's real. But what if I actually capture it? What if I play it back and hear more than I did in the moment? I keep circling back to that one question, how did it know my name? I haven't told anyone in real life about this yet, so I'm telling you guys. Maybe I am losing it. Maybe it's stress, exhaustion, too much caffeine and late-night horror marathons messing with my head. But some part of me knows that's not it. I know what I heard. If anyone here has experienced something similar, voices, whispering, anything that feels like it's bleeding into your space from somewhere it shouldn't, please tell me how you handled it. Did it stop? Did you figure out what it was? Or did it just get worse? Because I don't know how many more nights like last night I can take.